Hey everyone, welcome back to Future Bike Zone, your go-to for fresh rides, deep dives, and honest reviews. Today we've got something very special, the 2026 Suzuki GT 550 Neo Classic. That's right, Suzuki have resurrected a name from the past and given it a modern, stylish, capable reboot. So if you're into Neo retro style, good performance, and a bike with character, this one's for you. Let's dive in. First, a bit of context. The original GT 550 was a hallmark of Suzuki's 1970s GT era. The three-cylinder two-stroke engine, that distinctive look, touring sport capability. Fast forward to today and Suzuki have taken that heritage and reinterpreted it for 2026. Meet the GT 550 Neo Classic. Headlines suggest it blends retro styling with modern tech. Let's talk design and style first. Visually, the GT 550 Neo Classic is a feast for fans of the old school. It evokes that classic teardrop fuel tank, long flat bench seat, round LED headlamp, twin rear shocks or at least a retro-inspired twin shock look, and side-mounted twin exhausts, or triple, depending on exact variant, that recall the original. The tank badging, chrome touches and two-tone paint, in some markets, complete that throwback look while retaining a modern finish. Inside that retro shell, though, are modern cues. LED lighting, full-color TFT or digital analog instrumentation, smartphone connectivity, USB ports in some markets, ride-by-wire throttle, selectable ride modes and traction control have all been mentioned in leaks. YouTube. One video notes. Analog-style speedometer and tachometer cleverly integrate a small LCD screen for modern readouts. YouTube. So you get vintage looks with modern convenience, which is the selling proposition of this bike. Ergonomically, the bike is claimed to deliver a relaxed upright riding position, mid to comfortable, not overly aggressive, making it suitable for commuting, weekend rides, maybe light touring. The low mid-seat height helps widen the rider pool. One of the sales points is accessibility, YouTube on wheels. The styling strikes a balance. Retro hubcaps or classic-style rims may be retained or design echoes, but of course wrapped in modern rubber and likely 17 or 18-inch rims depending on market. Now moving on to engine and performance, here's where things get interesting. The rumors vary somewhat, as with many upcoming models, but the reported figure for the 2026 GT 550 Neo Classic is around a 549cc liquid-cooled, parallel twin or possibly a three-cylinder configuration, depending on region, delivering around 55 to 65 HP with healthy mid-range torque. YouTube +1. Example, one source says, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected 549cc parallel twin, 55 horsepower and a 6-speed gearbox. YouTube another mentions around 65 HP and a strong torque curve for the same displacement. YouTube. Whether the final production spec hits exactly those numbers remains to be seen, but that gives us a ballpark. Given the heritage of the GT 550 line, which originally used a 543cc two-stroke three-cylinder and made roughly 48 HP in the 1970s for the air-cooled version, Wikipedia +1. This modern revival is clearly engineered to outperform the original in every meaningful way. Tech features. We're looking at a 6-speed gearbox, likely a slipper assist clutch, possibly quick shifter up and down in higher trims, ride modes, e.g. a street, rain, sport type, and an advanced electronic rider aids suite including traction control, ABS, maybe wheel spin mitigation. One site mentions that in Neo Retro spec Suzuki has done exactly that. YouTube for the suspension. Reports speak of modern components, inverted front forks, monoshock rear though styled to look twin if retro authenticity is key, modern brakes with radial mounted calipers, good tire sizing and geometry tuned for a blend of vintage feel and modern performance. YouTube. What does that translate to on the road? Expect brisk uphill runs, strong mid-range roll-on, confident braking and agile handling. Far better than an older bike with the GT 550, badge from the 1970s. The original was well regarded for its mid-range punch and three-cylinder smoothness, though by today's standards a little under-braked and softly suspended. Motorcycle specs. This new machine appears built to erase those compromises. For riding experience, imagine rolling into traffic. You're seated upright. You twist the throttle. The engine pulls smoothly. The ride modes keep things predictable. In sport mode, you might feel brisker acceleration, more direct throttle. In rain or tour mode, things are mellowed and controllable. On a winding back road, the chassis responds. The tires grip, the brakes bring you into the apex with confidence. On a highway, you settle into a comfortable rhythm. The engine has enough torque for mid-range overtakes without being overly rev-hungry. Given the heritage, there's also the emotional flavor. You're riding something that honors a legend, and that adds a layer of satisfaction. In heavy city traffic, it should remain manageable. The seat height and ergonomics make it friendly for everyday use, while the styling ensures you stand out rather than blend in. Another key area: unique selling points. What sets the GT550 Neo Classic apart from other middleweight neo-retro bikes? Here are a few. Heritage authenticity. Suzuki has pulled the GT550 name back into circulation, and with it a design language and lineage. If you value that mix of legend plus modernity, this bike delivers modern tech in a vintage shell. Many retro bikes compromise on modernity, but the rumors suggest the GT550 Neo Classic doesn't. Ride modes, traction control, ABS, maybe smartphone integration, all wrapped in a retro vibe. Balanced performance. At 550cc, with 60-ish HP, it hits a sweet spot. Enough power to be engaging, but not so extreme that it becomes daunting. Ideal for a wide rider base. Customization potential. The styling lends itself to custom work. Cafe style, scrambler conversion, classic roadster look. That's a draw for enthusiasts who may want to personalize. Value proposition. The reported MSRP is competitive. Multiple sources suggest around US $8,499 to US $8,199 for the base model. YouTube +1 in many markets that translates to strong value when you consider the tech and the badge. Now let's talk price a little more. As noted, the launch price is quoted as approximately US $8,499 one report, or US $8,799 in another region. Of course, local pricing will vary. Import duties, taxes, local currency fluctuations. For Pakistan or nearby markets, expect premium markups, but even so, the base figure positions the GT550 Neo Classic as an accessible entry into the neo-retro sphere. If Suzuki offers good support in your region, that's a strong sell. Moving on to design elements in detail. The fuel tank shape, long seat, classic twin-shock look, side pipes in chrome or stainless finish, all echo the original GT550's character. The badging, the paint scheme options, some markets may get Heritage Edition colors, and chrome stainless exhaust finishes all accommodate those who care about visuals. Now, for performance statistics. As the bike is not yet fully officially detailed in all markets, take these as provisional. Engine, more 549cc liquid-cooled, parallel twin, or 3-cylinder in some speculation. Power output reported 55-65 HP. Gearbox, 6-speed. Rider aids, ABS, traction control, ride modes. Chassis, modern steel tube or trellis frame. Suzuki haven't specified publicly, but leaks suggest something lightweight. Suspension, premium components. Brakes, likely twin-disc front, single-disc rear with modern calipers. These translate on-road to strong acceleration. 0-100 km/h likely in mid-4-5 second range depending spec and market. Capable mid-range roll-on, stable high-speed cruising, sharp cornering for a neo-classic bike and braking confidence. Again, spec may vary depending region. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our first ride walk around and detailed breakdown when we get hands-on with the GT550 in our region. Let us know in the comments what you think of the GT550 Neo Classic. Will you buy it? Wait for a local variant or pick something else? See you next time. Ride safe and ride with feeling.